Hi, honey. How was your day? Okay. It's a little excessive, I'll admit it. But you work hard. You deserve a little pleasure in your life.
What are you doing here?
All right, I realize we haven't spent a lot of time together lately. That's my fault. But I promise you, honey, in 2 days, we're gonna be out of this town, and all of our troubles are gonna be behind us forever.
How did you find me?
Aren't you gonna sit down and have some champagne with me?
No.
Yes, you are. You are gonna sit down, and you're gonna have some champagne with me.
You stay away from me!
All right, you listen to me. You are gonna sit down, and you are going to enjoy your dinner.
Put your hands on top of the car.
Oh, now, hold it a minute. Now, just hold
Put
it.
your hands on top of the car. Are you all right, ma'am?
I think so.
Do you know this man?
I'm her husband. Now, look, Officer Harlan.
Sergeant. Look, the emergency alarm was set off.
Look, we were just playing a game, Sergeant Harlan. A little wholesome fun and frolic after a week's work. And I'm sure you've bumped into this before. Come on.
Look, the fact that he's your husband doesn't give him the right to hurt you. Do you want to press charges?
I can't.
Hey, don't let him scare you, ma'am. If you're willing to press charges, we can make sure he never hurts you again.
You heard the lady, Sergeant Harlan. She does not want your help. Do you, honey?
Can I do anything to help you?
Can I go, please?
Of course. I need to talk to you for a while.
Yeah. I'll see you later, honey. Honey, I'll see you later.
All I wanted to do was to get away. To go someplace where Jack couldn't find me. I didn't know where. I ended up at the church. And I was sitting in the pew and Father Gleason sat down beside me. I told him my problem and he gave me this.
He's a good fella, Gleason, even for a Notre Dame man.
Father Gleason said Cobra could help me.
We're an organization that's dedicated to helping people who've been denied justice.
Frankly, Mrs. Darlow, I'm still not sure what we can do for you that the police won't.
They can't do anything.
Not unless you press charges.
I have. But Jack's a lawyer. He knows how to play the game. And he always gets out. And each time, he's angrier and more vicious than before. If I press charges again, he says he'll kill me. And I believe him.
What if you leave him?
It's not that easy. Wherever I go, he finds me, and then it's worse. Much worse. You're my last hope.
What do you want us to do?
All I want is to be left alone. To be able to live without the fear of him coming after me.
Would you excuse us for a moment, please, ma'am? These domestic squabbles are always a lot more complicated than they seem. This is a job for a marriage counselor, not us.
I thought Cobra was for people who don't get a fair shake.
Well, let's give the courts a chance to do their job, and if they mess up...
Send flowers to her funeral. You heard her. Charges don't stick. The guy comes home and whacks her around some more.
She could get a restraining order.
A piece of paper isn't gonna stop him from smacking her around.
Even if we wanted to help, what can we possibly do?
See, we still have the same problem the courts do. We can't get rid of her husband, and we certainly can't protect her for the rest of her life.
No. But you can do for her what you did for me. Right?
We think we can help you.
We're going to help you disappear.
We'll give you a new identity and the social security card, the driver's license, the birth certificate, everything that goes with it. All legally, of course. And then we'll put you on a plane to wherever you want to start your new life.
I can't thank you enough.
Well, it'll take a few days. In the meantime, we're just going to hide you away in the Cobra safe house.
You know, changing your identity isn't as simple as it sounds. For you, I mean. It's a big step. Now, are you sure you want to do this?
I don't have any other choice.
Then we'll see you tonight.
Where are you off to?
You said it yourself. These cases are more complicated than they seem. I'm gonna go find out what makes Jack Darlow tick.
There's 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom. Well, 2 if you count the bird bath.
But you live here. I'm imposing.
No, it's Cobra's safe house. I've just adopted it as my little project. I've been decorating the place in my free time. My mother grew up on a riverside home outside of Spokane. As a kid, when I'd visit my grandmother, the water outside would lull me to sleep, make me feel safe. Fun. I picked that flower pot up at a garage sale. The only problem is I can't seem to grow anything in it.
It's a lovely place. Thank you very much.
It's nothing extravagant, but consider it your home for as long as you like.
Home is where you feel safe. I never feel safe.
I can't find you. Promise. But, just so you feel a little more secure, there's panic switches like this one everywhere. The security system in the house is plugged directly into Cobra's mainframe. So no matter what time of the day or the night, no matter where we are, we'll be immediately alerted.
Another rummage sale find?
That was Dallas's decorator touch. That rocking chair is another one of my projects. If you try to rock, you fall backwards. That's safe, yeah. Sometimes I come here when I feel a bit lost, and it helps. Maybe it can do the same for you.
Ever since I married Jack, I've been afraid to close my eyes, turn my back. I never know when he's going to strike me again. Just once I'd like to rest, to believe that I was safe.
Believe.
When I was 10, we had a neighbor named Luann who babysit me sometimes. She was a klutz, at least that's how she explained away her bruises, her black eyes, her busted lip. And I believed her until one night my father kicked down their door and pulled her husband off her. I remember seeing the man's fist coiled up to strike, and Luann's eyes so caring when she gazed on me, frozen wide in terror of the sight of her husband. That was the only time I'd seen that look in a woman's eye, until I met Maria.
Yeah. How are you today? I'm fine. That's nice.
Morning.
Okay. Who the hell are you?
Oh, I'm the guy who's been violating your privacy.
Well, for your sake, I hope you have a search warrant. Otherwise, I'm going to be using your badge as a hood ornament.
Oh, I'm no cop. And by the looks of it, you're not much of a lawyer. I mean, you got plenty of sharpened pencils, legal pads. But no case files more recent than 1989. Business a little slow, Jack?
All right, you've got 3 seconds to tell me who you are and what you want. Otherwise, the only things that'll be coming out of your mouth will be teeth and blood.
The name's Scandal Jackson. I'm a close friend of Maria's. You might say she's under my protection.
Well, now, she and I'll just have to have a little chat about that when she gets home tonight.
She's not coming home. Not until I'm convinced she'll be safe.
She's my wife, and you can't keep me away from her.
Look, if you really care about her, get professional help.
I'm telling you, I have a very serious problem here, and I need professional help. No. Listen, I'm getting real tired of you telling me to calm down. Now, you want me to do a job? Fine. You do this for me. I want this guy gone. You understand?
When I was a kid, I stumbled across a hole in our backyard. I stared at that hole for an hour, imagining what might be inside. Curiosity was finally too much. I stuck my hand in and got bitten by a groundhog. Yep, you'd think I would have learned a lesson from that experience, but curiosity isn't something a groundhog can take away from me. We keep our client out of jail, and this is how he thanks us. An audit.
What can I do for you, Mr. Darlow?
I'll need our invoices for the last year.
Here they are.
I don't get it. Don't we use you to serve our subpoenas and file our pleadings?
Yes, you do. And you've paid your retainer in full every month. But you haven't used us in nearly 2 years. Mr. Darlow, I'm not a lawyer, but I'll give you some legal advice. Settle.
So you're the knight who's protecting the princess, huh? Well, here's some advice, knight. If you step into something bigger than you thought, call it a cave full of dragons. Now you can back off, or you can get torn into 1,000 pieces. He's out of it.
Does your husband have any family you could talk to? brother or a sister that might be willing to help?
I don't know. He never talks about himself.
And you never asked?
It's not worth the risk. I never know what will provoke his anger.
Ladies, prepare yourself for a culinary masterpiece. A little dish I learned to make on long FBI steaklets.
Looks like scrambled eggs to me.
Well, anybody can make scrambled eggs. These here are dangerous eggs.
What's in them?
Whatever's in the fridge.
I had a pastrami sandwich in there that must have been a week old.
Well, that meat is smoked and peppered. It keeps, so's the chow mein.
That's all in there?
Why do you think we call them dangerous eggs? You keep smiling like that, you're gonna forget how to frown. Come on, girls, dig in. It's getting cold.
It's wonderful.
It's not bad, Dallas, but I don't ever want to know what else is in here. Ever. Ever.
Fair enough.
No.
What is it?
You promised me I'd be safe. I believed you.
You are safe. Relax. Nothing's gonna happen to you.
Honey, it's me. It's Jack. I've come to take you home.
He's never going to let me go. Never. He'll kill me first.
How'd he find us?
Hell if I know.
Come on, Maria. Everything's gonna be okay.
I'll handle this. You check on Maria.
Get away from that door.
No way, buddy. Now, that happens to be my wife in there. Until she comes out here, I'm not going anywhere.
Look, you can't scare me off, and you're not going to terrorize Maria anymore. Now go home.
Oh, that's enough. That's enough. That's enough.
Maria?
That's my wife! Now she's coming with me!
She's not going with anyone. She's gone.
I've tried every woman's shelter and clinic in town. None of them had any overnighters matching Maria's description. Police stations, hospitals, morgues all come up empty, too.
How the hell did Jack Darlow find our safe house?
The only people who know about that safe house are the three of us.
And this.
Well, I designed that system myself, and Jack Darlow doesn't have the resources to breach it.
His law practice is a sham. He carries around pictures of military weapons and has two guys work me over. We don't know who this guy is.
The same might be said about Maria.
What's that supposed to mean?
I was working on her new identity, and I found out that she's not a U.S. citizen. She's here on a temporary green card, a green card she got by marrying Darlow.
Well, she didn't want to press charges because she was afraid she'd be deported. She lied to us.
She didn't lie. She withheld information. Darlow's been traveling back and forth to Europe. See if we can find out why.
What's that got to do with finding Maria?
His desk calendar was blank after tomorrow. He may be leaving for good and taking her with him.
We're gonna find her. She's got to be out there somewhere.
We were her last hope. We let her down.
I just pray that Darlow doesn't find her before we do.
Father Gleason was wrong to tell you where I was.
He was just trying to help.
I was better off without any help. I knew that even when I came to you.
Okay, we screwed up. But it wasn't completely our fault. You didn't tell us the real reason why you couldn't leave Darlow.
Amazing things, weeds. You can spray them with poison, pull them out by the root, cover the ground with concrete, and still they come back. They survive.
And so can you.
The death squads killed my parents for publishing the truth. Years later, they killed my husband. My real husband, for the same reason. I survived. I taught English at the university. And when the generals closed that down, I gave private classes in alleys and basements. I survived.
Is that all there is to life? Survival?
Why do people bother with roses? Father Gleason spends all his free time in this garden. And even with all that care, one early frost can kill them all.
They're bred for beauty, not strength. They need people to help them grow.
Well, why does everything so beautiful have to be so weak?
Like a child? Like your son Umberto?
After my husband was murdered, I knew we would be next. But my son Umberto was only 3 and his heart was weak. So how could I take him on a voyage I wasn't sure I could survive? My friends agreed to hide him from the butchers until I could send for him.
You married Darlo so you could bring your son into the country. That's why you took his abuse for so long.
Umberto needs medical care you can't get in El Salvador. Jack knew that's why I was marrying him. He said he wanted to help. But after the wedding, he got violent. And I thought I could take it if that was the price I had to pay for helping my son.
But what good does that do to take your son from one hell only to bring him into another?
I have spent so much of my life running. I just wanted to stop.
Then let's make it stop.
You know, Scandal was on to something. Our computer got a call just before Jack showed up at the safe house. The caller snuck through a loophole in our security systems.
Where'd the call come from?
I traced it back to Orlando, Florida.
Who's in Florida?
No, my Aunt Phyllis. But Florida was just a relay. Before Orlando, it went through Anchorage. Before that, any number of cities. Makes a call almost untraceable. Unless, of course, you're the guy who taught Uncle Sam how to do it.
So who's the caller?
Well, I figure right now Aunt Phyllis is as good a guess as any, but whoever they are, they're big time. Takes a hell of a sophisticated system to break into ours. And I'm gonna make damn sure it never happens again.
If we find Maria, how are we supposed to hide her from someone sophisticated enough to crack her computer?
We're not.
I'm not hiding anymore.
Hey, we got a word for what you're talking about. It's called entrapment.
Just asking you to do your job. You are familiar with Section 252A of the Penal Code?
Please, every street cop knows you gotta cite any driver for broken brake lights.
Right. And what better place to stop violators than on that sloping bridge near Maria's house?
Go ahead. I'm all ears.
There's bound to be enough Section 252As during rush hour to keep your ticket quota up.
Rush hour, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'll check it out.
Good.
Maria! God. You come back to me.
No, I don't think so.
All right, now listen. Now, would you excuse us, please? Please? Now listen, I appreciate you finding Maria, and I apologize. I really do for any of the harsh words that might have crossed between us. But now it's time for Maria and me to get on with our lives together.
Oh, it is time for me to get on with my life. But not here, and not with you.
Now, Maria, honey, I know I've been tense lately, but all that's going to change after tomorrow because we're going to get out of here. We're going to start fresh.
She'll already be gone.
I'm going back to my country tonight. I'd rather live with the fear of death squad than live with you.
Oh, who are you kidding? You're not going back to your country. You're jumping in the sack with this guy.
Look, it doesn't matter anymore. Bottom line is, you'll never touch her again. Come on.
Now, Maria, don't do this!
It's done.
Don't say a word! Now, you didn't think I was really gonna let you go, did you? We had us a deal. Till death do us part. Hold still. Drop that!
All right, now I'm going to tell you something. This is harassment.
No. This is a vehicular code violation. Looks to me like you got a busted brake light. So that sounds like probable cause, Counselor. You gonna open the trunk or do I get my crowbar? You're under arrest. Cuff him, read him his rights. Hands behind your head. That's it. Sign this. From now on, Jack will be practicing law in the prison library.
What about my green card?
You let our attorneys worry about that.
No, Quentin Avery pulls so many strings in D.C., they call him Geppetto.
Your nightmare's over.
Sergeant Daniel Harlan.
Yeah.
Baker and Hatch, federal agents.
Part-time hired thugs.
Jack Darlow's coming with us.
Think again. We've got him on attempted kidnapping charges. The only walking he's gonna do is from processing to his cell.
Federal override. We got a major project in play. Darlow's carrying the ball.
You should have thought about that before you let him kidnap his wife.
Come on, talk to your captain, get the DA on the phone. It's a done deal.
I'll see for myself.
Bring him back after the operation.
Is it true that Jack Darlow...
Why is it I think we'll never see him again?
Yes, sir.
You think too much.
I understand, sir.
I could get you in trouble.
They're right. Darlow's being released into federal custody. Something about a greater need.
What is he talking about? You said he was going to jail.
You're coming with us.
No!
What charge?
You're being detained. Your questionable immigration status could be determined by INS. Back off, Jackson, unless you want to leave here in a baggie.
Help me, please!
Don't worry, we'll get you out of this.
Where is she?
Don't know. Marie's not at any known INS holding facility, but I got a feeling we'll find her wherever that call came from that breached our computer systems.
Well, give me an address, give me something.
Well, we just traced it to wall to wall at 10 minutes ago. It was Jessup, Missouri. We're getting closer.
Who is this guy?
I don't have the answer to that, but I do have a list of the most recent cases tried by Bear, Saperstein, and Darlow. According to this, they haven't stepped into a courtroom in at least 5 years.
Ahmed Sabib, Guy Delcourt, and Jaron McTeague. Well, these guys are all arms merchants.
And the dates you gave me, the ones from his desk calendar, they all coincide with air shows, arms expositions, and military conventions.
And if he hadn't been practicing law, what the hell has he been doing? And where do the Frisbees and gun runners fit in all this?
I think it's time to see a lawyer.
Good work.
All right, look. I like to be alone with my wife.
Yeah, and I want to play for the Phillies. Live with it.
I don't need a babysitter here. So now why don't you just take a walk?
Look, we brought you your wife. Anything else, I don't want to hear about it before tomorrow night. Now, you want to release some steam, we got cable.
Why don't you just let me go?
Because you're our pension plan.
You're not federal agents, are you?
Not anymore.
I went to Darlow's to clean the place out. I got the surveillance tape from building security. Cameras are on 24 hours a day.
I'll check out the moving company. Maybe that'll lead us somewhere.
Hold it. Can we get that blown up?
Sure we can. We'll run it through every intelligence database we've got.
Ah, lordy, lordy. We traced the call. Twice around the world and right back here to Bay City, the federal building to be exact.
Right back where we started.
My God, that's Randall Caldgrove. I thought he was dead. I should have smelled his involvement when our computers were breached.
He's a Fed?
CIA, strictly black bag operations. The kind that inspired Ollie North.
Maybe it's time I gave Caldgrove some inspiration of my own. You know, central nervous system is kind of like a highway. Sometimes there are collisions. Nerves just ramming each other. Now where's Maria?
Meddling in a federal operation. I can have you up on charges.
Sure. Talk to your superiors. This operation is on the books, isn't it, Caldgrove?
Look, there's $20 million riding on this. I can make you a millionaire. You could buy 100 more just like her.
We're going to see Maria. Now, you want to walk or ride on a stretcher?
Room 12.
Open it.
I don't have the key.
Then we'll knock.
Two years I put up with that psycho Darlow just to establish Baker and Hatch as legitimate arms dealers. And on the night it was finally going to pay off, he double-crosses us.
Where's Darlow?
That is on a need-to-know basis. And you don't!
I need to know so I can save Maria.
All right, Pier 6. Ahmed Sabib is arriving by chopper to buy a load of weapons. Darlow set it up, and he was supposed to vouch for our agents.
Call it off.
It's happening now.
Get your men on the pier and seal the pier off.
Hey, those are my men. You don't get it, do you? We're being forced out of the company. We are the peace dividend. This is supposed to be the end of the road for us.
Well, I hope it's not the end of the road for Maria.
Your tax dollars at work. Let's see what other kind of goodies he brought to the party. Whoa! Now these are what I call party favors. Hey, I'll tell you what. Why don't we take a couple of these with us for when Junior grows up? Oh, there I go, getting ahead of myself again. Figure we've still got a couple minutes before the helicopter comes with our 20 million bucks. Then you and me are gonna go to someplace warm and tropical and make some babies. You're gonna love these guys. Now, I have found, on the whole, terrorists are a very punctual bunch. Greetings, Ahmed. Money, 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 money. Hey, Maria, it's over, Jack. Maria!
Over here.
It's an FBI setup! Get us out of here!
Stay here.
What are you going to do?
Get his attention.
Swallow this hot shot. Let's go back for another pass. Turn it around. Take us back.
Come on.
Come on, Maria. We have a surprise for you.
Maria fled the tyranny of her country for America and the promise of a better life. for her and eventually her son. America reneged on the promise that her hopes and dreams were used against her. Although the government wasn't responsible for what happened to Maria, they did feel the responsibility to set things right. They gave her citizenship and they gave her freedom, but they also gave her something far more important, her son. For too long, Maria has had to fight for her life, but now for the first time, Maria would be able to just live.